While I looked up at the trees and the sky, she went close to the ground, scooping her hands through the underbrush like some human net. In the first hour, she found a bat skeleton, several raccoon skulls, fresh rabbit carcass, patches of fur.
She's only 24, you know, and so beautiful.
At one moment, she was crouched out of view. The next, holding fragile white bones up to the sun, exclaiming over their perfect.
She has this amazing blonde hair. It's thick as rope and falls down her back in golden cascades.
After a while, she had filled both her suitcases and asked to borrow mine. We stopped for lunch and she gave me this long speech about how calcium is formed in the bones of vegetarian animals.
And her eyes are a deep green.
It wasn't long before she filled mine too, and it was starting to get dark. I suggested we walk back along a deeper path, but she said no. She couldn't stop yet.
Men die over her.
It was then that I noticed something strange. Well, I didn't notice it. I heard it because it was getting too dark to see. She was combing the underbrush. I heard this soft kind of licking noise, a slight kind of slurping. Like eating, but not really chewing and tasting, just licking. Is that you, Aggie? I said. She never answered. And it was such a light, muffled sound she could have been sucking on a mint. I told her I really thought we should be getting back before it got any darker. And this time, with real anger in her voice, she said, no! And then that licking, or nibbling, or kissing, or whatever it was, got louder. We reached a clearing and the trees dropped away. And the moon shone down on Aggie's bent form as clear as day. And then I saw she was holding one of the fragile little skeletons up to her mouth. She was licking it, nibbling it, running her tongue all over it. I screamed and she dropped the thing and turned white. The next thing I know, she's hitting me, stalking me hard with her fist all over my body, screaming and crying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!
I'm not listening to this.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All artists are crazy.
Her perceptual gifts are extraordinary.
Nuts. All of them.
You made it up. You made it all up. That didn't happen. None of it happened.
You have to be nuts to make this stuff.
Agnes Vogg's breath reeks.
Thank you very much.
Her breath is foul.
You made it up. You have never been invited on one of her expeditions and you know it. It's your jealousy, Tina, your relentless jealousy, and it's hateful, hateful, hateful.
I always noticed a certain animal quality to her breath, something rancid, sour. You know, certain people just have breath that doesn't smell quite human.
It was at my insistence that Agnes Vogg be invited to participate in the show.
For a minute there, you had me worried.
Will you look at that? Modern art!
I don't believe this!
Landscape 197, acrylic in motion and wax on canvas, on loan from the Sydney Rubin Gallery.
You have to be nuts to look at it. Sucking statues. Normal people don't go around sucking statues, do they?
All right, that's enough.
I've never seen
had
a
enough.
normal
Let's
person
go.
sucking on a statue.
Come on.
Have you?
Thank you.
First of all,
Quietly now.
normal
Easy.
person. Hey, what are you doing?
Thank you for your visit.
Wait, what are you doing throwing me out for? You
Enough.
do anything. They're the ones going to be thrown out. Sucking
That's
statues.
enough.
There's nothing on that.
It's blank.
Landscape 2, 197, acrylic in motion and wax on canvas, on loan from the Sydney Rubin Gallery.
It looks just like the first one.
Blank! I like the first one better.
Me too. I like the first one better.
Now, this is really special.
You're right. This one's the best.
Guess what the title is?
Let's see. Snowstorm.
Starscape 19.
I don't see any stars.
I don't see any paint. Acrylic emulsion and wax on canvas. They're all acrylic emulsion and
That
wax.
must be the latest thing.
Just to melt the wax when it's acrylic emulsion?
What is acrylic emulsion anyway?
If you ask me, he should have put a wick in with the wax and lit a match.
Ladies, please, you're disturbing the other visitors in the gallery.
This? Let the basket of clothespins out!
Please, don't handle the basket of clothespins.
Wait a minute. They don't make round-headed clothespins like this anymore.
Let me see. I haven't seen a round-headed clothespin without a pin in years.
My mother used to use round-headed clothespins like this. I still remember her holding one just like this and leaning down to show it to me and saying, Nancy, light hung dry wash always hangs better with her round-headed clothespin. And don't you forget it.
I think they make them anymore.
They must be old.
The round-headed ones grip much better than the flat-headed
They
ones.
do. They do.
Ladies, please.
Also, the flat-headed ones tend to split in two.
The springs always rusted on the flat-headed.
That's right, and then they come shooting off the line like a little rocket.
Each of her pieces is a small miracle.
I know.
No, you don't know. Nobody knows.
Calm down.
Secret.
Yes, miss, I'm sure.
Aggie said she hid a special surprise inside of each piece.
Okay, all right.
It's not visible to the naked eye, though. You can only find it through vibrations of sound and touch.
Everything's going to be all right.
It's the thing about Aggie's dog, she always takes you by surprise.
Ladies, please.
She only reveals the surface.
I've got 7. How many did you get?
I got 7!
I have 12. I haven't seen a round-headed clothespin without a spring in years.
She challenged me. Find the miracle, Tink. Find it on the last day.
Ladies, now that's enough. Let's put the clothespins back like good girls and try to remember that you're in a museum. Put them back in the basket, everyone. Come on, let's go. That's the way. Do as I say, come on. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, thank you. Ah!
Carol. Blakey.
Crud. Aggie said she had a small surprise inside of each piece. She challenged me. Find it on the last day.
Last day.
But today's the last day.
The last day? Last day. I didn't realize today was the last day.
God in heaven.
Today's the last day.
Last day.
Now wait just 1 minute, miss. It's against museum regulations to photograph the artwork.
Exactly, Mo.
Look at that girl. She's touching one of the statues.
But today's the last day.
Look at her, Giorgio.
I'm sorry, it's against museum regulations.
His parents are deaf, I believe.
But I came to photograph Bill Stevens' clothesline.
You mean Steve Williams, not Bill Stevens.
Steve Stevens.
Steve Williams.
But I thought his name was Bill Stevens.
Steve Stevens.
William Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Williamson.
Stephen Williams.
William Williamson.
Steve.
Steve.
Williams.
Williams.
Steve Williams.
Artists always have such tricky names.
What was it about Io's parents were deaf?
She's not supposed to be doing that.
You'll have to get permission from the director if you want to photograph the artwork.
I have permission
Oh?
from the director. Daddy.
She's going to get into trouble.
Daddy's the director.
Look at her, Giorgio.
This is very interesting.
God, I love Steve Stevens' work.
The director's daughter. Your sister's here too.
She's touching them.
Brilliant brushwork.
All my life I wanted to photograph a real Bill Stevenson.
It's extraordinary how much of the detail you miss when you don't take the time to really examine a canvas.
Please, sir, don't smell the painting.
I'm not smelling the painting, I'm examining the brushwork.
Zacharimo doesn't use a brush.
Oh, Giorgio.
He uses a roller. Nope.
Please don't start this
Stain
again.
technique, nope. Spilling, nope. Pooling, nope. Scumbling, nope.
Oh, please, people are staring.
Plotting, nope. Toweling, nope. Shit, nope.
You got it.
I knew it all along.
Did not.
In airbrushing successive layers of paint, Mo stresses the actuality of the surface and limits the distances.
Giorgio, I'm bored. Can we go look at something else, please? I'm tired of this. Let's go to another floor. Come on, I want to go.
The
Giorgio!
relationship of the figure to the support and the consequent affirmation of the picture plane that makes it difficult to penetrate the atmospheric space behind it.
Holy wars of Babylon rage through the night! I found the switch! I found it!
How beautiful!
Oh, Giorgio! No, wait, Christy!
It's a stunning Renaissance landscape.
Urban vision of the future.
サクとは違うのだよ、サクとは。
And lo, an angel of the Lord came about them, and the glory of the Lord shone about them. Aggie challenged me! Find it on the last day!
It's a self-portrait.
Oh, it was worth it. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. It was worth it. Everything.
The museum had no idea.
Of course, there are precedents for bird art.
Oh, Giorgio, hold me. I'm never going to forget this day.
She must have snuck in after hours and set it all up.
Security forces were never told.
She is vindicated through me. Through me.